Alright, so this is my project. This is my project proposal presentation. That's a mouthful. So I had 3 ideas. So the first one that I had was a composition for media, specifically say like a film. So that would be like developing or rather composing on Logic, and then collaborating with media in production to say like getting feedback, or even having media sort of give me like a clip for me to do music for, and then production, I can master it. But then as soon as I saw the position for video, I thought create music for a scene, for a movie. And also this includes learning how to write for visual media. The second idea I had was recording and live showcase. So basically what we did in the previous project, so that'd be like doing a selection of songs, and it could be like say 3 to 4 songs with like one cover, sorry. And that would be collaborating with the rest of you guys for in music performance. And the third and final idea I had was doing a music learning platform. So that'd be making me develop my music theory, and also it will help me develop my teaching skills as well. The main idea for this one though was to do say like video tutorials, like Marty Schwartz on YouTube. And that would include also say like creating tab sheets and also printouts for the viewers and everything. And with that I'd be collaborating with a bit of production and performance for those things as well. And also put like a full breakdown of the ideas can be found on my proposal section of Wix. So for the project though, I decided to choose the first idea, so the composition for media, as it's a great way to improve my composition skills. And also it's it's a great way to improve my skills, so say like what harmonies can be used, what chords and scales, so basically improve my theory and how to write. And also this is just to enhance what's happening on screen. It will also help me develop my technical skills on Logic, because I haven't had a lot of experience with it. It's like, well, in the past I've had a lot more experience with GarageBand, because I used to do GCSE music. And so to develop my technical skills, I'll be collaborating with production students to help me mix and master elements of my composition. I'm also planning to use some live instruments, so like guitars, a bit of drums and a bit of bass. So that would also include developing studio skills, say miking, recording and mixing. So for that part I'll be taking on basically production roles, so like engineering, and also just sitting in the actual booth down in the studio as well. And since, well, I've noticed as well previously that some of my compositional ideas are a bit, well, I wouldn't say they're not realistic, they can be a bit big at times. So it's like I think of all these big ideas, but I don't have enough time to put those ideas into practice. So to facilitate those ideas, I need to develop my instrumental techniques on piano and also on guitar. So this might involve learning new scales, chords, voicings, and improving my guitar dexterity as well, because I'm not that fast on my fretboard with my guitar. So yeah. And so the concept was to create a soundtrack for a film, or for a short film. So this includes a mix of classical instruments, so like a string section, that sort of thing, as well as say a rock band, like I mentioned before, the bass, the guitar, the drums. And this is like to fit a specific scene in the movie. So for this, I'll have to learn how to write music in the way that film composers do, and how to arrange it for instruments that I don't normally play, like strings. As well as I anticipate producing a film trailer or like a music for a scene of a film. So realistically, no more than 2 or 3 minutes. If I get longer than that, then that's great. So I need a combination of I'll need to do a combination of live and virtual instruments, as well as production will need to help me to mix and master both. So I expect this to be a mix of collaborative and independent. So independent with me doing my composition, as well as working with performance and a bit of production as well. And this is due to the amount and the nature of the instruments I'm using. I'll need a lot of access to the Mac suite for quite a bit of time, and possibly the recording studio. The overall aim would be to have a finished composition for to go with a 2 to 3 minute clip of the film, and also to have it mastered and mixed with the movie's audio as well. I think this project is realistic to be completed in the timescale, as I'm not totally reliant on, like say, a whole band. I'm reliant on some people, but I'm a bit more flexible with whatever time they can sort of manage. If friends, because I'm working with friends for production, so if he's not available on a certain day, then I can be a bit more flexible and say, okay, he's not in on, say, Wednesday, that means I can do another part of the project on Wednesday. So these are just the skills that I need to develop. So composition and theory. My knowledge of so the construction of the chords, my knowledge on that isn't very good. And also I found that I've got very little knowledge of modes. Some of these I'm confident on, say progressions and scales, I'm fairly confident on, not very confident though. But I still want to learn more. I have what I like to call knowledge gaps in areas like modes and extended and slash chords, and the effects that these have on the composition as well. Another skill that I want to do, another 2 skills I want to develop are recording and logic skills, so say editing, mixing effects and recording, as well as like the more practical skills in the studio, like miking, amp settings, that sort of thing. And then the final one is instrumental skills. So this could be, like I said at the bottom, like learning new instrumental techniques, improving my guitar dexterity, and then also actually like executing the ideas I have. So actually sort of putting them into practice. So for the documenting and also research and collaborating, well, practice, I'll be doing loads of practice experiments and also loads of sort of videos to go along with that. I've already got a couple audio recordings of myself to say what I might want to have in the project. Screenshots and also written work I'll also include. I'll be doing journals very, very frequently, possibly even daily, just to record my progress, because, well, I forget, and also it's good for the examiner to see. So I'll be recording lots of like compositional ideas, and using stuff that I've learned from research to say, like I might be looking at something that Hans Zimmer has done, so like, I don't know, say, The Dark Knight, I might be looking at a soundtrack for that, and I might be looking at how he made it, and if using what I've learned, I might just try and make my own sort of soundtrack for maybe like a different movie, but say the same instruments that I used in The Dark Knight. And also part of the secondary research will be written analysis of, say, a particular song or a particular scene and how the music affects that scene. So I'll be collaborating with Francis from production. We'll be working together to do mixing and mastering. Also, I'll be getting a lot of feedback from him, not just towards the end, but also throughout the whole project. So I'll be sending him some experiments for him to master and mix before we sort of work together on the final composition. And for research, I'll have to learn how composers write for film, and also how to arrange for live instruments, which I don't normally play. So this includes research into theory, instrumental and compositional skills. So as with any really good project, there's going to be a lot of issues. So as I've found out already, there's been a few technical issues around logic. Say, some areas I don't know, like how to bounce certain tracks that I've made. So the way around that would basically just be to ask someone for help. There may be a possibility that Francis may be absent for some time. So I could ask Mark to give me sort of a mixing and mastering workshop so I can try to do some of it myself. And also if I find that the timescale I have, if my ideas don't sort of fit the timescale I have, I could shorten the actual song or just reduce the number of instruments that I've put into the song. And all the practical research will contribute positively to the project as well. So this could be learning compositional theory or how to apply effects, say like distortion, fuzz, that sort of thing for the guitars. And the fact as the final composition will have more depth and be more developed if I have all the practical research there. So for my evaluation, like I said earlier, I have ongoing evaluation in the form of journals and also through feedback. So say for music production, I do plan at the end of the project to get feedback from media. So say I might show them, say the final product, say like the scene as well as the music, and get some feedback from them. And so basically this could be by sort of meeting up with them directly or just emailing them the clip. And at the end of the project, I write a final evaluation, reviewing the success of the whole idea as well. So I think the proposal period was extremely helpful for me because I managed to get 2 practical experiments done and 2 secondary research tasks completed as well. These have been extremely helpful because they sort of help me visualize how I want to lay out my actual song and what I want the song to look like as well. So also it shows what I can get done with the time that I have to say, is this section realistic to say? Is it too long? Is it too short? Can I get this done in this lesson? That sort of thing. And actually, apart from that, that's it actually. So has anyone got any questions? No? Okay.
Thanks.